Hey, it's Ryan Harris here, coming to you guys with another video on how to challenge low appraisals and actually win. First of all, what you really have to identify is there's subjective parts of the report, and then there are what are called objective parts of the report. Subjective is going to be more opinion-based, right, based on the opinion of the appraiser. Objective items are going to be like square footage, stuff that is more fact-based. But appraisals, just to give you like a quick synopsis, I mean, they're based on comparable homes that have sold within the area. Ideally, they want to find comparable homes that have sold, so nothing that's listed for sale, homes that have sold prior to the date of inspection, within the last 6 months, and then generally within about a mile of the property being appraised. So the appraiser then takes the homes that have already sold in the area and makes adjustments to come up with a determination of the value of the property that they're appraising. Adjustments that they make to the comparables are things such as finishes, whether the property has a pool or not, and whether it has a 2-car garage, 3-car garage, or no garage at all, and maybe just a carport. So those are adjustments that they'll make to the comparable sales to come up with a final value of what they think that the home that they're looking at is worth. So where a lot of people go wrong is arguing low appraisals is arguing over the adjustments or the subjective items. So they say, you know, the 2-car garage is worth $10,000, where the appraiser says is worth $15,000, etc. This is the equivalent of arguing with an umpire at a baseball game. You're really not going to get anywhere arguing over opinions on adjustments and subjective aspects of the report. So how can you get the appraiser to reconsider their value or reconsider their assessment of the property? I found 2 successful ways to do this, and we've had it happen on quite a few appraisals that we've had the appraiser reconsider. But first process is identify material errors in the report. So this would be stuff like if the square footage is incorrect on the property, that will almost 100% of the time cause an adjustment to the value of the home. So just checking like the material data points on the appraisal. There are about over 100 data points that the appraiser has to enter on the report, and they are humans, so they're gonna make mistakes. It's just part of the process. It's part of how the whole system works. So and then the second way to get an appraiser to reconsider their value is through what's called a reconsideration of value. And what that is, that's a formal process where you submit 3 comparable sales that have already sold in the area. So they had to have sold prior to the inspection date, prior to when the appraiser went out and visited the property. It couldn't have been something that sold in the last 10 minutes. But you basically submit the 3 comparable sales to the appraiser. The appraiser will then take those 3 comparable sales, and they'll either include them in the report and then adjust those comps and then use those comparable sales to justify a higher value, or they'll explain why those comparables aren't being used in the report. At the end of the day, I mean, the appraiser wants to find homes that are nearly identical to the property being appraised, so they have to make as few of those subjective adjustments as possible. It just leaves less discretion in the value that they appraised it for when they have to make the least amount of adjustments on the final appraisal report. Like, you don't want to comp a $300,000 home to a $1 million home and then adjust a $1 million home down to a $300,000 home when there's other homes that are comparable to that $300,000 home in that neighborhood. So just to give you guys a little background on what it is and how it works, and how to challenge your next appraisal and win. Once again, material facts, so make sure all the material data's correct. And then the second thing you want to do is submit that formal reconsideration of value request, where you submit 3 comparable sales that will justify higher value, and ask the appraiser to reconsider his number that he's assigned to you. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out. Even if it's just look at an appraisal you guys have already done, or get a quote, or whatever you need, we're always here for you. Thank you.